Hi Algebra 2. Today is just a day where you're going to practice the factoring that we've been doing the last couple days. We're going to use the problems from the Algebra Connect game that we did on Friday. So your assignment is to do 18 of these problems, and you're going to choose 3 from each row. So you can choose ones that you like. I am doing just short videos where I work 2 of the problems from each of the rows. So you can watch any of those videos that you want for help, and you can do those problems and 1 more, or you can just choose 3 on your own. So the first thing is I'm going to have this flow chart, and you've got it with you as on paper. So you can think of factoring as just a process that you just flow through. So I'm going to work in row 1, numbers 1 and 3, so from the first and the third column. So if you look at the flow chart, the first thing that you ask yourself is, does that polynomial that you're working with, that expression, have a greatest common factor? One other thing is that notice we are just factoring. We're not going to solve this time, so you don't see the little equal 0 out to the side like this. So we're simply just going to practice factoring, so we are not going to solve. So I look at those terms, 12 and 4, and yes, I see that I do have a greatest common factor, so I'm going to factor that out, which is 4, which looks like I pull it to the front and then I divide. So I get 3x squared minus 1. Then I just ask myself, how many terms are there? There are 2. It's not a difference of square because there's nothing that I can square to give me 3. What do the directions say to do? The directions just say to factor, so I am done. I have factored that as much as I can. So now look at the problem on number 3. So again, I'm going to follow the flow chart. So the first thing I ask myself is, do I have a greatest common factor? And if I look at those, I see, yes, I do. 5 will go into each of them. So I'm going to factor out that greatest common factor. So I'm going to divide it out to the front. Now I think, how many terms are there? Well, there are 3. What is the first term? Well, the first term is simply x squared. So this is level 1, the type of factoring that we have been talking about. So I'm going to see if I can find 2 numbers that multiply to give me my c value, which is 3, and will combine to give me my b value. So all I've got for factors of 3 are just 1 and 3, and I can only add them to give me 4 or subtract them to give me 2. So that will not factor any further. So I'm to here. What do the directions say? Just to factor, so I am done. This is as far as I can factor that down.